The following episode can be viewed on the YouTube channel Bernie or Bust Television. Good morning, USA, and welcome to another episode of the Bernie or Bust Show. On yesterday's show, we talked about the problems that we're facing as we realize the corrupt DNC wants to steal it from Bernie again. We see Bloomberg's quiet plan to hijack the convention. We see Kyle Kulinski coming out and promising that he'll be in Milwaukee with the bullhorn to help if things go awry. And that is the emerging consensus among leftists, that we need to pile into the streets in Milwaukee and absolutely demand justice. It's clear after yesterday's Nevada caucuses that Bernie Sanders is the clear choice of a broad coalition of people. And any Americans who are paying even a modicum of attention are waking up to the fact that the oligarchic, corrupt, plutocratic DNC will stop at nothing to keep Sanders out. This is what happened last time.
Miguel, we're getting reports that protesters are getting rowdier outside. What's going on?
Yeah, what you're looking at right now, as that song was being sung, as the gavel was being hammered down on the DNC, this group, Democracy Spring, about 200 or 300 strong, came marching in, and they've now taken on a level of civil disobedience to block the delegates from coming into this one particular entrance. As you can see, they are laying down in front of the entrance. They are letting police through, and the police, if you look over this way...
All right, Miguel, thank you so much. We're going to cut you off right now. We're going to cut you off right now. We're going to cover right now Boys to Men. Philadelphia's Own is here, and they're performing on stage.
Oh, that's what they did last time. So shit started to happen, and hey, look over here. Look at the police. No, Miguel. Nope. Cutting to Boys to Men. That's what happened last time. What do you think is going to happen this time? One thing for sure is you won't see it on network news. So we won't even know if our efforts are bearing fruit because nobody will see. How bloody do you think it would have to get before something actually changed in this country? If that thought scares you and you're uncomfortable with the idea of massive civil disobedience, then why not consider a reasonable alternative? Nina says if the DNC believes it's going to get away in 2020 with what it did in 2016, it has another thing coming. Well, what is that other thing? Short of violent protests or civil protests of massive labor strikes, what do you think is going to get the job done? This cartoon provides an answer. If you just put Bernie or Bust in place of internet leftists, and then you go right down the list of doorways, Beto, Kamala, Cory, Elizabeth, Joe, Rat Boy, and Bloomberg, and now we're coming for the Democratic National Convention. The only thing standing in between us and Bernie winning outright with 50% plus one is comfortable Democrats. Comfortable, suburban, white, affluent, educated Democrats. Not the DNC machinery. We need the Grim Reaper to come forward and show himself to these comfortable Democrats who in good conscience could vote for Joe Biden or Mike Bloomberg or Elizabeth Warren for that matter. Comfortable white Democrats can only vote for such people if they aren't aware of the pain and suffering that is described in this clip.
The hungriest usually wins. And who's hungry? Right now, it is the Sanders people. And I think that the rest of us that sort of look at politics have underestimated the sheer, unadulterated rage, the anger of working class people, especially young people who are living with three roommates and have a Lyft job and an Uber job, and they can't make it. And they're looking at my generation, Gen X, who we could have it all in the Clinton years, and we were living well, and our parents and grandparents, and they're like, throw the tables over. They're turning the tables over, and they don't care what the potential result is. They're the hungriest, and he only had to consolidate them. And the moderates, the sort of mushy moderates, think that they have the luxury of luxuriating on whether they'll have someone who can speak 6 languages. Maybe today I want this one who's from the Midwest, and, maybe I'll go with the vice president. And even African-American older voters, they are like, we're going to go with who we know. No one else is as hungry, angry, enraged, and determined as Sanders voters. Democrats need to sober up and figure out what the hell they're going to do about that. Because if he's the nominee, that's the top of your ticket. That's the top of your ticket for Senate races, House races, gubernatorial, everything. Figure out what you're going to do, because that's looking likely.
Chris Matthews doesn't want to hear that, but it's the truth. Who's hungry? The comfortable Democrats are not hungry, so they're able to look at Wine Track Pete, Wine Track Warren, and Joe Biden, longing for the good old days. Even older, affluent black voters seem to be missing the boat. If they could vote for Mike Bloomberg, obviously, but if they could vote for Joe Biden, they're missing the boat. They're not getting this message. They're not hungry enough. And they don't care enough about other people who are hungry, whatever color they are. The anger is going to be palpable, and there's not going to be any containing it. Once that toothpaste comes out of the tube, this country will never, ever be the same again. We are sitting on a powder keg of unrest.
You must disperse immediately or be subject to arrest.
Black Lives Matter decided to come to town to make some noise of their own. One thing was certain. It would be a day to be remembered. Some believed that it was actively working with the press to smear him and slow his momentum.
Whoever the next president is, and God willing, in my view, will be Secretary Clinton.
I am ready to get in this fight and work my heart out for Hillary Clinton.
Look, I know how hard this job can be. That's why I know Hillary will be so good at it.
They wanted an endorsement of Hillary, for all of Bernie's supporters to come into the fold. And when they thought they were going to get it, the media finally put Bernie on primetime TV.
I've already told you that I've got my tickets ready to go, got my lodging ready to go. I'm going to be in Milwaukee, and I don't need a bullhorn. And we're going to work this together as we need to. But why not work it sooner? Why not let the comfortable Democrats know that Bernie or bust is real? Just let them know. They want to defeat Donald Trump. I believe that they actually do want to defeat Donald Trump. Let me show you this Jacobin magazine article. Democratic Party elites are ready to steal the nomination from Bernie Sanders. We need a plan to stop them. Sanders supporters should be preparing now for mass mobilizations to demand that superdelegates respect the will of the voters and should articulate an explicit strategy to remove those who don't concede to that demand. We can have the most impact by keeping our focus on the slight majority of superdelegates who are national, state, or local elected officials who the Sanders base can hold accountable through primary elections, and the dozens who are labor leaders elected by their own members to represent their interests. I'm on board with that. A coalition of national membership organizations has already formed to support Bernie. Our organization, Democratic Socialists of America, has joined Center for Popular Democracy Action, People's Action, Sunrise, Make the Road, Mi Gente, and Dream Defenders to build a powerful outside movement to propel the political revolution. As the social movement organizes behind Sanders, we need a shared strategy in the event of a contested convention. We can start pressuring superdelegates right now. In the lead up to the DNC, we propose holding town halls in the districts of elected officials who are superdelegates and build on our networks of Democratic Socialist Union members to pressure superdelegate union officers. Once state contests wrap up, our organizations can harness statewide campaign infrastructures for Bernie to continue canvassing and raising funds in superdelegates' districts to explicitly lay the groundwork for future primary challenges. This will be especially successful if we keep reaching out to working class and immigrant voters, the backbone of the Sanders support. Of course, it's essential that we also take our struggle to the streets. Imagine the crisis within the upper echelons of the Democratic Party when our organizations unite to disrupt business as usual in Washington, D.C. or state capitals through direct action and civil disobedience in the build-up to a mass protest of 100,000 at the convention itself to demand a democratic outcome. If superdelegates do vote to kill the political revolution in July, they should be taking that vote with the absolute certainty that the organized working class in this country will use civil disobedience, mass protest, and primary election challenges to exact retribution and remove them from office. And that includes Elizabeth Warren, that includes Mayor Cheat, that includes Mike Bloomberg, that includes Joe Biden. That includes anybody who stood on that debate stage in Nevada and said that the superdelegates ought to be able to rig the convention. In the worst case scenario, where they are successful at stopping Sanders, we will have a game plan to take millions of voters to war with the Democratic Party elite. But a mobilization of this scale might also be powerful enough to deliver Sanders an outright victory. While party elites have resources and undemocratic levers of power that we do not, they are also few in number. With a plan, organization, and a mass movement on our side, we can win the convention in July, win the election in November, and begin the next phase of the struggle to transform American democracy. Okay, I'm on board with all of that. But why not, Jacobin Magazine, why not publish an article about Bernie or bust? Why not make sure that we've used every kind of leverage we have available? Why advocate guillotines and pitchforks before trying Bernie or bust? The point of Bernie or bust isn't to scare the Democratic elites directly, it's to scare them indirectly via the comfortable, white, suburban, affluent Democrats. And while we're at it, we need to scare the black, comfortable suburban Democrats who are older. The Bernie or bust movement is designed to scare the affluent Democrats into voting for Bernie in the primaries before it's too late. We haven't even gotten to Super Tuesday yet. It is not now too late. We can scare the comfortable Democrats right now into voting for Bernie Sanders rather than for a corporate Democrat. There isn't anything democratic about a corporate Democrat. They don't want the people to exert their will. Bernie or bust is a way for us to flex our muscles and to exert our will on the oligarchic sock puppets. The only thing standing in between us and the use of this marvelous tool is getting the word out. The Twitter army needs to get the word out. Hashtag only Bernie beats Trump. So we can get that hashtag trending. Only Bernie beats Trump, but also Bernie or bust. And with that Twitter strategy, also Facebook and Reddit and Instagram and TikTok and everywhere else you go online. There's still time, people. We can wake the boomers up in time. We can make sure Bernie gets an outright majority. The news coming out of Nevada is wonderful. It makes me think maybe there doesn't have to be blood in the streets. It makes me think maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to win this the right way. Democracy needs to speak. Democracy needs to shout down the oligarchy. It's time, people. Get on board the Bernie or bust train. Come get on board the Bernie or bust train. Once you hear that clickety-clack, there ain't no time for turning back. Go get on board the Bernie or bust train. The preceding episode can be viewed on the YouTube channel Bernie or Bust Television.